Hello, welcome to the 17th episode of Something Fell, a YouTube show about Dave Sims' Cerebus. I'm here with Carl Stevens,
Hello.
Cartoonist. And Carl, before we get started, why don't you tell us about your work?
I would be happy to, Colin.
Yeah, let's do Mother Nature here.
Mother Nature is my most recent published work. It came out in 2023 from Titan Comics, written by Jamie Lee Curtis and Russell Goldman. The story is about this town called Ketch Creek, New Mexico, that's been ravaged by this evil oil company, and that upsets the Native American Navajo spirit called the Changing Woman, and she possesses the daughter of someone who was killed by this corporation, and then once possessed by the Changing Woman, Nova lays waste to all the bad guys. It's my attempt at making a adventure comic, and I think I pulled it off.
All right. That's from Titan Comics.
From Titan. Still in print.
Still in print. And how about Penny?
Penny is probably my best known work. It's a collection of one-page gag strips that all kind of hold together about my cat Penny being trapped inside the apartment all day. So, like I said, they're gag strips, funny, and yeah, there's a sequel coming. It's still available from Chronicle Books, and there's a sequel called Pepper that's about her sister that'll be out this October from Toon Books.
All right. Looking forward to that. And for my part, I make a zine, Canon, Eisner nominated somehow. This is the new issue 7. Features a big interview with Rich Tommaso, also Dustin Holland and Brian Canini. And this and everything else we've made is available at canoncomiczine.com if you are interested in such things.
You should be watching this.
Let's bring in Cerebus here. All right. Cerebus number 17.
Right.
Okay.
What a cover.
It's great.
Look at that negative space.
Yes. Yeah.
And, primary colors, yellow, red, blue. I like the drama of them while the characters wearing cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
Price point looks good.
You can actually read it.
You can read it.
Yeah.
And then, I think, is this the first? No, I think 16. I can't remember. But the month and then the number of the issue in that one little box. Because that's something that continues, I think, till the end, right?
I think you're right, yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think this is a great cover. This is kind of what I think of as a Cerebus cover for at least the first, the 100 issues or so. Eventually they'll get into the even more sophisticated Dave Sim covers, which are so great. But this through the next few years, they all kind of have this look, still kind of comic booky, I guess. Eventually they'll go away from that. It'll really be its own. It's almost like book design later.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. The colors are great. And nice striking design. I like the white, using the white. He hasn't really done that. Some of these other covers have been a little too dark and muddled, even the better ones. But yeah, this one's nice and crisp and clear.
Yeah. And, as we're going to see in the interior pages, he's really looking at Eisner now. I mean, you can see it all over the place, and the design on the cover, I think, really speaks to that too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
all right. Let's pop inside here.
Okay. So, note from the publisher. Here we are at issue 17 already. Some days it's hard to believe how these issues go by faster and faster. Some nights when Dave and I are sitting and relaxing, we talk about how long other alternative books have lasted. Issue 18 seems to be the big number, and it's not quite so far away now. A few things for those of you who collect Cerebus stuff. Our poster is now available from Now and Then Books. We've had trouble mailing them ourselves before, and Now and Then has some quite good mailing tubes, so finally we can start the business of mailing them out. By the time this issue is out, they should have everything ready for mailing. Their address is in their ad on the bottom of the Aardvarkian Age. If we find that we have room, there should be a picture of it at the bottom of the column. The poster is 4 colors, 17 3/4 by 11.5. Our newsletter is also finally on the go. Ha! Fred Patton, out in California, is doing it. If you wish to contribute to it, there's more info on this on the letters page. For anyone who wrote to me and said that they wanted to be on the mailing list, I'm sending your name and address to him. It should be out in October sometime. This is not like one of our deadlines, which tend to get changed a lot. Fred is experienced and a good organizer. I'm quite sure he will keep with his deadlines. This issue is, we hope, the beginning of a nicely steady hum of Cerebus coming out every month with only minor hassles. Dave and I are both looking forward to knuckling down and getting everything running smoothly. The issue is, again, a continuation of the last issue. Actually, all the issues have been written that way, but on a bi-monthly schedule. Dave let more time pass between issues. If we want to keep that one of our years is one of Cerebus's years, then on a monthly schedule there is less happening between issues. Things are progressing as well on the reprint book. Our format is pretty firm now. It will be 104 pages, issues 1 through 4, plus a new Cerebus story in the back that Dave is working on right now with Marshall Rogers. Dave will still do all the writing and will ink it. The book should be out by the end of July or early August, as soon as we can. I think I've said enough this issue. There's to be any room for the story, that is. And after all, isn't that why you're reading everything else first? To save the best for last? So here is the best. Denny.
Yeah. In that first paragraph, they say 18 issues seems to be the big number. I think that's a reference to Star Reach.
Is it?
I think so, because I think that ran 18 issues. And I was really trying to think of anything else that they may have considered. This is back when alternative alternative meant anything that wasn't Marvel or DC, and maybe wasn't an underground, right?
Sure. Yeah, probably. I guess that's probably the first mention of that word to describe.
You're right.
A black and white, quote, independent, unquote.
Yes.
Comic.
Yeah.
So
and he would not use that word later on, right? I mean, they were. Dave Sim wouldn't. I think.
Yeah.
By the mid to late '80s, alternatives were now kind of considered maybe something else. And,
right. Yeah. There's always been quibbling about what to call.
Sure.
Like this type of work, like non-Marvel and DC work. I mean, that's like a larger discussion about. Like the industry,
yes.
And I mean, it continues to this day that, non-Marvel and DC aren't considered mainstream. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous,
Yes.
But
we'll dig into that maybe later on when I'm sure there'll be opportunities when Dave Sim's getting into it with somebody about something, or I know there's a certain point where he kind of makes a loud break, I think, between him and the Fantagraphics / Drawn and Quarterly crowd. He kind of considers them avant-garde at some point. And to me, Cerebus is definitely an alternative comic, though, in the sense that it's a singular vision. I don't know by what other criteria he would not be considered. I guess because it has genre elements, but lots of alternative comics has genre elements too. So,
oh yeah, 100%. Okay.
All right. How about this first page?
Again, like the Eisner, right? I mean, that's what I'm getting for Neil Adams. I think there's a looseness to his line Um, that I mean, as far as like the rain goes, I don't know. I mean, like there's just it's good. It's like really well drawn, but like there's just something about like the way that the rain is drawn like reminds me of like a Spirit comic, right?
Yeah.
Um, I like how he made Cerebus's hair too.
Yeah.
You it's just kind of wet. It just seems like there's more detail going on, but the detail like looks good. He's like thinking about like form. He's like not just trying to make marks that like look like like a Barry Windsor Smith or something. He's actually thinking about the lines. Like describing something instead of just looking like something. Like instead of like looking like another artist, he's like using it to like make it look like the thing it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I just well, one you calling out the Eisner influence is dead on. I don't know that it quite occurred to me. I'm kind of slow on the uptake for a lot of these things, but this the work he puts into the lettering here for the title, obviously the Spirit was well known for all of those opening pages with the crazy layouts. I just what struck me was what a quantum leap this page is from anything from that first couple of years. It's just so dramatic and good looking.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine it's the same guy from just a couple of years before.
Yeah, I mean, it just says something about like the more time that you put in at the drawing table, like the better you get, and like especially like when you're this age, like when you're in your early 20s, it's like I feel like that's when like a lot of artists start to like transform, because like they do have their whatever like 10,000 hours put in, and they're like excited to like work, they like have all that youthful energy. So yeah, I mean, this is again like why I wanted to go through these issues, because you like get to see this transformation.
For sure. All right, and as we get into the next couple pages here,
yeah, another couple bangers.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess we should.
Oh yeah, he's he's left Lord Julius last issue. He took some gold and some horses, or a horse, and so he's complaining that the horse is broken down. I don't think he says what happened to the horse, but he doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And so we can sort of guess there. So he's just hauling these bags of gold on his own through the rain. And he's approaching this sort of standalone home, which is on some sort of poor farm.
Yeah.
This page here, the first page, I guess the second page of the story, but the first page, this is a really like 70s layout to me. I don't even know how to say it, but with the diagonal panel breaks, and it just looks like a 70s Marvel kind of to me.
Like Gene Colon, like Neil Adams.
Yeah, good call. Gene Colon especially, right? Really atmospheric, Tomb of Dracula. It's kind of interesting how he has some of the lettering is done in white, and then he has the other caption boxes black on white. Find that a little off-putting, but I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, it kind of, I mean, I get it. It's like a compositional thing, I think, because, I mean, I'm just trying to guess why he would do that. That like maybe he like thought it just looked better to like have those two boxes in white as opposed to keeping them in black. Maybe like he just needed more white. I'm like trying to like visualize it. I don't know. It is off-putting though. It's an odd choice.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like he had I think this is a cool layout, but I sort of run out of room to use all of the exposition I want to include. So I'll paste a couple boxes on.
Right. I mean, I guess it's necessary Yeah, it's necessary exposition, right? Like he's not just
No. Yeah, this isn't Roy Thomas vomiting all over the page.
right. He is setting up the story.
Yes. So he arrives at this house and he bangs on the wall, and he basically says he wants to buy their hovel from them.
Yeah, not right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be let inside to get out of the rain. He wants to outright buy the house and be left alone. He offers him 4 pieces of gold, and spoiler, the guy will take it. This is a great page, though, right? I mean, Cerebus looks great. The guy looking through the peephole looks great.
Yeah, it's very effective with just the close-ups. And again, like the rain. I mean, like it really feels wet, you know. Like Cerebus really looks desperate, especially in that third panel.
Yes. Yeah, straight lettering. He's becoming a little more unhinged, and the lettering gets a little rougher. Also, in this first panel here, I just want to point this out really fast. Cerebus muscles. He actually has muscle definition, which I feel like isn't always the case.
Yeah, that's true. That's
looks a little odd.
It does look a little odd. Yeah. He's like less cartoony, you know.
Yeah. So the family, they confer, and then of course they're going to take the offer because they'll probably never see 4 gold pieces in their lives. So, and they leave. He sends them on their way in the rain. So he comes inside to sit next to the fire. Dave Sim loves fire. And he relaxes for a bit until now he's got people banging at his door.
And again, like we like get that suite of like great close-ups of Cerebus' expression down that left-hand page.
Yeah, I never get tired of him doing this. He cannot overuse this trope for me.
Yeah, true. Yes.
He does it on the next page too. It works there, you know.
Yeah. Like kind of makes you sad that the like animated Cerebus. I guess we'll get to that. But
that's right.
People knock on his door.
Yeah, and they their army is going to be attacking Palnu soon. Sorry, whoops.
Yep.
Which is Palnu is where he just left with Lord Julius.
Right.
And they want to use this hovel as a headquarters.
Right. But they know that Cerebus knows the ins and outs of Palnu too, right? Like that's why because they like followed him, didn't they?
That's a good question. I think I've forgotten. I read this, but now I'm forgetting. I'm so concentrated on these guys and their German accents. Another thing Sim loves is the accents.
He does. Like one of their these, like that guy with the eye patch, and because they have the German like phonetics. Like, do you think it's a take on like Dr. Strangelove? It's like a old, like a heavier.
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a caricature.
Mm-hmm.
He does that. But also, this is kind of off topic, but also on topic. Like I was thinking about Sim and how he uses like Roach to do all these parodies of like the 80s comics and Lord Julius and just like all of his like pop culture references. And like one of the major criticisms about Cerebus is that like all these references are just lost on people.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking it's like, well, who cares? Like
Mm-hmm.
someone reading this now in like 2026 who doesn't know Groucho Marx is, or like like Moon Knight, or like like whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're still like strong enough characters, that like it like doesn't even matter that like they're parodies. It's like I think the characters kind of like exist like outside of you know,
Yeah.
like just they can exist on their own, you know. I mean, like in 100 years, if like someone's picking up Cerebus, like, you know, I think it would still be good just on the strength of like what the characters are, you know. I mean, like just the like I feel like the like the parodies like just don't even matter, you know.
Yeah, it isn't. They're not parodies in the sense of like a Mort Drucker mad parody of a movie that came out last month, where
Right.
you have to have some familiarity to know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah, it's not even a parody. It's like they're just based on something.
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
think some of the Roach parodies, I think, get a little, you know, might be kind of tough, you know, for people later to go, I don't know what he's referencing here. But certainly, like Lord Julius is funny. He's more funny if you know who Groucho Marx is and you've seen a Groucho Marx performance, but he's also just funny on his own. He gets off good one-liners. You know, even if you just think he's a weird guy, he's a good character.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It like
Yeah.
doesn't. You know, okay. Anyways, back to the story.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you though. I agree with you. I think his comic timing is so good that he makes even these guys that are sort of referenced. I mean, hell, you and I enjoyed a bunch of these early Cerebuses, and we either have never read or don't remember, you know, the Barry Windsor Smith Conans, and we could still go, yeah, this is probably based on something, but it's enjoyable.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this this conversational page. Once again, Sims, the master of shadows here, loves the good light source. You're an artist, so you could speak to how well he's doing it, or how like true to life he's doing it. But Jesus, I do love how it looks, even if it isn't proper.
Yeah, no, I mean like the like lighting looks like pretty good. It looks pretty correct. You know, it's just like the single source, you know, like it's just a single light source. But you know, the way, yeah, I mean, you know, he's, you know, we say this every issue that, you know, he's just so good at like spotting blacks that, you know, it almost doesn't even matter like the lighting's correct, you know.
Yeah.
Just good, you know. And now that he's doing that kind of, you know, Eisnerian type of like inking too, especially like on that like on the second on the left hand page with like Cerebus crouched down, you know, just that like white that's like on the side of his face.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so like effective with like the black lines, you know, kind of, you know, like around his eyes and like his snout, you know, just like that like technique. It just, you know, he's just mastered it. You know, it looks good. And also just like leaving out the like tone like on the panel next to it on Cerebus, you know, to like show the like brightness of the flame, you know, against it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, great looking stuff. And yeah, so you know, these guys they want to invade Palnu, and for some reason this really appeals to Cerebus. I'm not exactly sure why.
Well,
yeah.
I thought it had to do with that he just dislikes the city in general.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. He just didn't seem to have anything personal against Lord Julius, but yeah, I guess it's just a matter of that I hate the city, and also why not, right?
Sure. He is barbarian after all.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, so there's this Commander Krull, who is the Lord Julius's commander of the city they want to invade, and you know, just the mention of this guy's name makes this big guy here get upset because he had his tongue cut out by him. But they really build up this Commander Krull as this sort of invincible super soldier, can't be beaten in any way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Cerebus is talking to this guy, this German guy. Really nice cartooning with this guy. I mean, he does not look like a human being in any way, shape, or form, but just a really fun caricature.
Yeah. It's got to be Strangelove. I mean, with like the curly hair and the eye patch.
But, yeah. think you're right. Yeah, and Krull, is Krull the name of something, right? here's I show my ignorance of.
It's a movie from the 80s.
That's right. Okay. I think it's supposed to be a playoff of Cull the Conqueror, right? The Robert E. Howard character.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that there's going to be a Krull later on that will be more famous.
Right. I mean, it is Krull, right? Like that movie from the 80s.
I think you're right. Yeah. The guy who has the throwing thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's, I know most guys my age would be intimately familiar with that movie, but it sort of just passed me by.
I thought about it years ago. Friend Tim Kreider, the cartoonist, like recommended it.
Okay.
like he saw it when he was a kid in the 80s, and he's like, oh, like I bet you get a kick out of it. So
yeah. All right. So anyway, they're now plotting to take this city and talking about how they're going to deal with Krull.
Yeah.
And
banging at the door.
Yeah. So so now they're out in the woods in their cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to remember the name of the city they're going to go conquer. I don't know that it really matters. I know I've said this to you before on one of these episodes. The whole geography of these city-states and little countries, I never quite have been able to put it together, and I don't think it affected my reading of the comic at all. Really feels like Sim just sort of says what he wants whenever he wants, and that's good enough.
Yeah, I agree, and like that's what's kind of like refreshing about it, because I feel like a lot of fantasy comics get really uptight about like the geography.
Mm-hmm.
They try to like force stuff in. So, but yeah, I mean, he's obviously not paying attention to Michael.
Yeah, the Aardvarkian age. Yeah. All right. So they're headed this way, and now they're talking about how the place is vulnerable, no guards, nothing moving in the city, like everyone is gone. But he does say, I saw 2 priests leave the city early this morning, and Cerebus catches that, and he says, these priests, no priest is allowed, to leave his place of meditation. So Cerebus smells something fishy. He thinks it's going to be Krull. And so he's going to take off himself to deal with it. These are just conversational panels. They nice looking pages, but
they are. Yeah, I mean, I like the like trees that he puts in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, but like they're very tasteful, and like his like inking's gotten so tight as well that it's kind of like very pleasing to look at.
Yeah. You remember one of those early issues we talked about how the rain looked pretty terrible. They were just vertical lines that did not suggest rain at all. Every panel here has rain in them, and they all look great.
He stopped using like a ruler.
Yeah, right.
It's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, he's not going crazy. It all looks good. And even the ground here looks nice and wet.
Yeah, totally. And it's just like a few squiggles, but again, I mean, I just feel like he was just looking at Eisner and just, saw like how Eisner made rain and was like, oh, okay, it's that simple. I mean, maybe he like made some copies or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, really nice pages. So now we're here where these 2 guys dressed as priests, but it's actually Commander Krull, and he's dictating his memoirs to his assistant as they're working.
Yeah.
Which is a good bit, right? Karl has this sort of overwrought narration about his life. This guy's trying to write everything down in the rain, I guess.
Right.
And he's a great looking, menacing character. This panel down here at the bottom is great.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he kind of looks like Conan, actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or is it supposed to be Cull? I forgot what Cull.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I actually got a few Cull comics from a friend of mine recently. He sent them to me. I was like, "Do I want those? I don't know if I want those." He goes, "Hey, they have John Severin art in them." I was like, "All right, I'll take them," but I haven't read them yet. But yeah, I'll admit to not being a connoisseur of barbarian comics or fantasy comics, except Cerebus. What's that, Carl?
I said, like the audience that's watching this that loves barbarian comics, please forgive our ignorance.
That's very true. Just do what I do when I hear something I don't like on YouTube and just yell at the screen.
Yeah.
All right, so these guys are kind of making their way through the brush, and like this guy's obsessed with his memoirs, and they come upon Cerebus, who is in his priestly garb, and is going to hold these guys disguised against them. They're going to have to behave like they're priests. And the Krull says, some kind of priest talk. Let me handle this idiot.
Right. I like that splash panel up top there, but with the trees and like how they're kind of forming this like triangle and it like frames. I think that's a cool device.
I feel like this is the most developed horse he's drawn as well.
Not the best horse, but pretty good.
No, not the best horse, but I feel like he put more effort into it than he has in past depictions. All right. So yeah, he's telling these guys, and yeah, look how dramatic he is, rearing back on the horse, and he's got this great lettering. He must be, speaking in some kind of special voice. But yeah, he says, so the Krull kneels down, and while he's kneeled down, he's telling the guy's flunky basically to pick up this big rock and hit him in the head.
Yeah. Lodges.
Yeah. And Krull's telling him, just do what he wants. I'm working on a plan. And
right.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, good stuff. This bottom sequence here on this page with the crook sound effect, but this is a very Cerebus. This is like what I think of with Cerebus. This kind of pacing and payoff of the joke and the great lettering and the sound effect.
Actually, like to that with like the sound of like I like how like his word balloon is like inside of the sound effect because like sound effect, but then his action that's kind of brilliant,
Yeah, I agree. Good stuff. And then this bottom letter balloon or word balloon is all in black with white letters. Something that he doesn't normally do.
But as like a death, like last word.
Yes. Though I don't think he's dead. I think he's just out. Because they tie him up, tie him to the horse. And he basically puts this the flunky in charge of keeping him from escaping. And they've gone on and on throughout this issue already about how Krull can escape anything and he can do Like the guy says, handcuffs with locks are out. When he was captured by lower Feldons, he picked the lock on his cuffs with his eye tooth, So, so this guy's, because he's so familiar with Kroll's exploits, he should be the perfect jailer for him.
Right. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah. Nice looking page though, right? I mean, these trees you've mentioned a couple times. I mean,
yeah, they're great framing devices, and yeah, they're so simple and they're very,
Yeah, this bottom panel here is almost like a woodcut.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it looks great. And then we have an epilogue, which is back in Palnu, and Lord Julius is being informed that there it is, Flurrock, the city of Flurrock has fallen.
Right.
And
the barbarians are coming.
The barbarians are coming, and Julius is like, well, maybe we should just sue for peace. He figures he can take advantage of their stupidity on the deal, and now they're at the Ashken crossing, which lets Sim use the phrase "missing in Ashken." Missing in action. Try saying that fast. So they're going to raise an army, which I think Julius seems to know is pointless. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Love this stuff at the bottom though. The grid stuff, the shadows.
Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, I like how it's. It looks a little rushed if you look closely.
Yeah, it does.
But it is effective for sure.
Yeah, I feel like Lord Julius looks a little different in every issue, but they're all still pretty effective caricatures.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the mustache and the eyebrows, obviously. Like as long as and the nose. Yeah. So
yeah.
Same advertisements from
same ad, the comic shop and Real World. Got another Aardvarkian age, which I didn't bother to read.
I always try, and it's just
yeah.
Nerds like D&D campaign.
Yes. Yeah, and so now and then books, as Denny mentioned in the introduction, they're carrying the poster. So they still have that available for people.
Yep.
And then anything in the letters jump out to you?
Nothing really jumped out to me. I mean, I guess again, it's just people are interested in buying originals, which is kind of cool. And then he has like this long response about how to buy it, and like he prints his phone number in there to like tell people just to call, which I thought was interesting. So like just
the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. I mean, I often think that like when I look at these old like newsletters like letters pages, that like when they did print people's addresses, I mean, it just seems, I don't know, it seems crazy to me like these days that you just put yourself out there like that, But
it's true. Well, I mean, we all used to be in the phone book,
Yeah, I know, it's true.
So
it's funny.
And we all used to pick up the phone when people called.
Yeah. Like, how often do you pick up the phone when someone calls you?
Almost never, if I don't know who it is. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, did anything jump out at you? Any of the?
Not really any of the letters. In the notes they talk about the newsletter and this Fred Patton. Hopefully maybe we'll be able to find one online or something. I've never seen any evidence of this, I would love for someone to reach out.
Yeah, I
Especially
mean,
with a link or something somewhere.
right. Yeah, please do if someone's out there, because I mean, one must exist, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If they happen, then they're definitely out there somewhere.
Yeah.
They also mentioned the Swords of Cerebus volume. Denny talked about it, and now Dave's talking about it as well.
Mhm.
And
You've got one.
yeah, I've got one right here. Figure once it actually gets printed, maybe we'll pop it open. There isn't that much in here that's different. As they say, it's pretty much the first 4 issues, and then they have a little story called Diamondback, which is him and Marshall Rogers together.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like, was that in Cerebus? Was that like in another, like, one-off? Like, not Cerebus Zero, but
I think it was eventually put into something else. It might have been put into one of the phone books.
okay.
I honestly can't remember. Kind of interesting on the back cover here. Let me make myself big. The back cover of this thing has a nice picture of Dave Sim up there.
Oh yeah,
here.
weird.
Yeah. Kind of, he would do that later, right? You know, kind of early on with the author photo. And then it has pull quotes here from Kim Thompson, Frank Thorne, and Michael Moorcock.
No.
So he's using the people who have talked about it or written letters to kind of, he's already thinking about books, even though this is a glorified issue, but it's nicely designed, has a nice cover. So they're thinking about it, and this is $5, so not cheap for the time.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, it must have sold. I mean, it was probably like pretty lucrative for them.
I hope so. They did 6 of them. So, and I think eventually they started doing the bi-weeklies, right, where they would reprint the issues. So,
yeah. Well, that wasn't until like the later '80s, I think.
Oh, wasn't okay. Right. Interesting. Well, we'll have to find out what he has to say about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
And also, there's this ad for a T-shirt, Cerebus the Dictator, which unfortunately I don't have.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I immediately looked fun.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a response to like voter malaise in the States.
That's right. Reagan and Carter. Also, Pierre Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, the father of their recent Prime Minister.
Right.
So yeah, early Sim is just cynical about everybody, right? There's no
there's no allegiance. I mean, I think he was more on the right side of history back then.
That's probably true for sure. But he seems to have sort of a libertarian, apolitical type bent, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he does. Like a lot of young men.
Well, yeah, like nowadays, if anybody says I hate both parties, that means they're a Republican,
I guess. Or they're a socialist. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I consider myself a socialist. I hate both parties.
So I do too. You and I would fall into the same category. But as a general rule, if you see some, guy online, it's almost always means something else.
Yeah. It's a good point. A good point.
All right. Well, okay. I think that's it. We'll be back for 18.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right. See you, Colin. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.